Hello, everybody. It's another match reaction show on Late Night Football. Welcome, and it is finished on aggregate. It's finished Villarreal 2, Liverpool 5 on the night. It's finished Villarreal 2, Liverpool 3. I mean, Liverpool 5, what was the fuss about all of it? What was the fuss about it all? That's what most people will say. But the reality is the first 45 minutes, they did have a scare. They did have a scare, but I think, like I said, at the end of the day, this is a level, a step up too much for Villarreal. It was, and it is. And ultimately Liverpool got the job done, as we all thought they would. The first 45 minutes does offer some clues for whoever comes into the final. And on this evidence, I have to say that I think Manchester City might. I mean, if I was a Manchester City fan, if I was a Manchester City person within that firm, I should be thinking this is the best chance we have of winning the Champions League. We're never going to come this close ever again to winning the Champions League, because they're fourth way up against Madrid, and they've got Liverpool team that's really not that that based on the evidence of this one performance, they can be got at. They're not invincible. So that's what I will be thinking. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. Coming to this game itself, the first half, I think Villarreal shocked Liverpool a little bit with their intensity, with their pressing, with their passing. Everything was on point. They looked dangerous. They looked sharp. I just think Liverpool were caught out by the fact that by what Villarreal were doing, because teams don't do it to them that often. And when you don't expect it from a Villarreal, you kind of get stunned even more. I think when that first goal went in, there was some panic, and then they got a second. I thought the first goal, Diaz was excellent on that was a good cross that came in, and then Diaz finishes off with a good finish. And then of course the second goal was just some brilliant work from Capoue again, coming in and then scoring. And what I think what we noticed here, and I'm going to talk from a Liverpool perspective, is that those two fullbacks had a real bad game defensively. I think that let the result not detract that both of them had bad games, because both goals came from crosses from either side. Like there was the first goal came actually not to see crosses from either side. They fought of both the fullbacks. The first goal comes in, the cross comes in from the right. And then Robertson should do better in closing down, but he doesn't, and the cross comes across the goal and he finishes. The second goal, Robertson should stop the cross from going in, but he doesn't, and Alexander-Arnold just gets bullied off the ball by Capoue, and it goes in. So to me that people always talk about, is Alexander-Arnold better than James? But I just feel this game proves that James is a better right, not much better, but he's a better right back, because he can do the offensive stuff that Alexander-Arnold can do. Maybe Alexander-Arnold is slightly better offensively, but I think James is definitely a step up defensively from Alexander-Arnold. But again, that's another debate for another time. But those two goals kind of rattled Liverpool. The change they made at halftime made a big difference. I think bringing Diaz on, they probably might have also taken off Keita, but the bringing Diaz on, what it did do, I don't think it was the intensity in the press from Villarreal that went away. What really happened is at 2-0 when it's level, that's where Villarreal kind of felt, we're in a comfort zone, because now Liverpool have to come at us, so we can kind of park the bus and we can kind of see this, and again, what they did with Bayern, what they did with Juventus, which is where Bayern kept coming, and then you get an opportunity to break and you score. Same thing with Juventus, Juventus kept coming, and then eventually they got the breaks and they got the goal. Liverpool don't do that. Liverpool are used to playing against teams that park the bus. Liverpool, they won't give you that. If you relent, Liverpool will just pounce on it. So you can't do that against Liverpool. You can't park the bus and hope to get away for 45 minutes against Liverpool. That just doesn't happen. Everton tried it. It doesn't work. It didn't work for them. It doesn't work. And they went back. And I think once Luis Diaz came on, the difference that made is that Foyth had to kind of drop a little bit deeper, because of course he was worried about the pace that Diaz has. So he's got to drop a little bit deeper, and then because of that, Lo Celso's got to drop a bit deeper as well, because he's got to help out Foyth. And immediately, I think that changed the whole complexion, because I think Lo Celso was probably the one of the better players on the pitch, one of the best players for Villarreal, because he was controlling that game. He was coming into the central areas. He was getting around, finding those spaces, and he made a big difference. As in Moreno, I think Moreno coming in as well made a big difference, because again, you had somebody who could hold the ball up, even if he wasn't mobile. He was holding the ball and he was doing what he needed to do. I think once Lo Celso kind of dropped a little bit deeper and had to go wider, it gave a lot more space in the middle for Fabinho, Thiago, Keita, just to play around, just to keep the possession, just to play around with the ball. So that one change made a massive difference. And I don't know why he didn't start with him, but I'm sure he's going to start the final in this minutes. I don't think he can, as long as he's fit. I think Diaz will start the final. He has to, doesn't he? But he just looked good. He looks sensational. I think he came on, changed the game. The first goal, all three goals of the goalkeeper was at fault. I mean, if they had a better goalkeeper, people will say if they had a better goalkeeper, they could have been in a better position. If they had a better goalkeeper, they wouldn't be where they are, right? That's why they are Villarreal. That's why they are where they are at the moment in the league, and where they are everywhere. Because if they had better players, they wouldn't be. They would be one of the title contenders at the moment, but they're not. And that's what it is. That's their level at the end of the day. It's not disrespect to Villarreal. That is their level. They can, at the moment, that is where they are. and hopefully they will, and hopefully they can, continue on this journey. They probably will be in the Conference League or the Europa League next season, and they can hopefully build on that and maybe, achieve more things, greater things next season. But for now, that is where they are. So, but all three goals were with fault. I mean, we should have probably said I thought the Fabinho goal was interesting because I don't think there's a lot you can do on the second goal. It's just, there's a whole, Villarreal lose their shape once again, as they did again in the first leg, where they concede a goal and they suddenly lose their shape. They lost their shape. Trent comes out, he crosses in, it's a goal. The third goal is, it's the fact is that, when you want, Mane is pretty much one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he kind of goes, well, I got to get it, and he misses, and then Lo Celso dives in because he's panicked as well. Mane just has a 3-1. But that first goal was critical because I thought, before the goalkeeper, the fault really was Capoue, I think, on that it was Coquelin on that side. Actually, Coquelin scored the goal as well. I'm sorry if anybody caught that. Coquelin scored the goal, not Capoue. Capoue put the cross in, and Coquelin scored. And Coquelin, was the fault because he kind of, Estupiñán had kind of had that one angle covered. But I think Coquelin, when the ball came in, I think he was sure whether he should go to Salah or whether he should stay. And I think he let, I think it was Salah. I think Salah just kind of had the run. And then he made the pass to Fabinho. Once the ball goes to Fabinho, that was where the danger happened. But I think Coquelin, his positioning was suspect in that first goal. And as soon as the ball went through, I was like, that's it. Oh shit, and then trouble. I didn't expect the goal to go in that way as it did, but I did think Liverpool were going to score from that attack once that ball got there. But anyway, it was a good performance second half from Liverpool. I thought a few players did recover. I thought Robertson had a bad game throughout. I think this was one of his. And again, probably from Liverpool's point of view, it's a good thing that he got that performance out of the way now, and maybe he can be fresh for the final, and probably in better form for the final. But he had a poor game today. Keita, another player who had a bit poor game, gave away a lot of balls in the first half, but looked okay in the second half. I think once they had a bit more space. And I think that is a clue to beating Liverpool, is you cannot give them space. You cannot give them time. As long as you're on it, and it's difficult to be on it against Liverpool for 90 minutes, as we all know. But if you can somehow be on it for 90 minutes against Liverpool, you have a chance. You have a real chance of beating. But that, is a conversation that Madrid, Manchester City, Spurs this weekend will probably want to have. But for now, I think they can revel in the fact that they've got the Champions League final to come. They've got a massive game that they've won, and now they just await who's gonna face them in the final, and then worry about everything else later. So that's a congratulations to Liverpool fans, and congratulations to Villarreal fans. Because they tried. That's the best thing you can say is they tried, but ultimately just the difference in class, I think, told. And this is one of the easiest runs that I can't remember the last time a team has had an easier run to the final as Liverpool have had. They had a really easy run. So now to be incumbent upon them to try and win the final, they probably will look to do that as well. To justify this easy run, I think it would only be fitting for them to go and win the whole competition. Let's see what happens. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, do remember to like it and share it. We appreciate the support. Please also remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. You can do both, and give us of course, we appreciate the support. We want to keep going this channel, and your subscriptions and your follows helps us do that. So please do that. Another big game coming up tomorrow, and then there's more big games coming up in the week. So we'll be here with the match reactions for all of that. Thank you so much. Take care and have a good day or night wherever I'm watching this, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.